Hi everybody, welcome to Tuesday Craft Day. Donna here. Just wanted to stop in briefly before we get with today's craft to say hi and thanks for stopping by. Please hit the subscribe button if you're interested in seeing what we do when we come out to play. And I will be doing some projects here. Today we're going to be doing another craft project. This is a Christmas craft project. It's still July, so I guess we can call it Christmas in July. So anyway, I'm going to start by taking you to Cricut Design Space. However, as I will mention later, you don't need to have Cricut Design Space to make this project. But I did want to say one thing. I had a couple of people, or a few people, say that they'd love to see a tutorial on how I made that album of Ye Olde Curiosity Shop. Of course, I can't show a tutorial for that because the album is made and the paper is not even available. But I thought what I would do to give you some extra videos that won't take away from our regular schedule is I would do a tutorial on making a simple little album. And so I'm going to be starting that pretty soon when I gather all of the supplies, and I'm going to make one that is for Halloween. I did acquire the paper already, and it's just a 6x6 paper pad. I hope I have enough on that, and if I don't, I will use some other Halloween paper that I have. You know, paper crafters have stashes of paper. We always said, he who dies with the most paper wins. So now I'm not sure if it's that or ribbons, but anyway. I will be doing the tutorial in parts, and I will let you know more about it when I get closer to getting the supplies together and getting ready to start. So I hope you look forward to it. It probably will be maybe sometime mid next week, but I will let you know when that happens. Until then, come along with me and let's make a Christmas craft. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to just start here with a new project, and I'm going to give you a quick idea of how we can do some of these little decorations. I'm going to start by adding a shape. Now we measured the coaster, and the coaster is 4 inches, so I'm going to put a circle up here, and I'll do a couple of them just to give you an idea. It takes a little time sometimes. There we go. So I'm going to just uh, make this white to start with, and I'm going to make it 4 inches. So there is a circle the same size as the coaster. I'm going to duplicate it, and we'll do 2 of them. Okay, so now I'm going to look for something for Christmas decoration. So let's go for some images, and up in here I will write Christmas. And let's see, I'm sure there's a million of them. So I like this one right here. We put Christmas in one of them. And let's do something, maybe we need a little, I like this here. And how about this tree? Okay, let's insert the images. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with the word Christmas, and we're just going to bring it up here and make it fit inside of the circle. But I can unlock it so I can make it a little wider if I want to. That looks good. And so now I want to highlight this, just the word Christmas. Come up to the top where it says fill, no fill, and I'm going to tell it to print. Okay, so now this is printed. So now I want to attach it to my circle. and flatten it. When you flatten this, you notice the circle kind of disappears. You can still see it if but it doesn't show like this one does. Okay, but this is all one piece now. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to have to bring it to the front. And I'm going to put this down inside the circle. It has to be a little bit smaller. That looks good. So now I can take this and attach and flatten. Okay, so this one is all ready to go. Now this one, we're just going to take the tree and put it over here and get that to fill up most of the circle. I'm going to attach and flatten. Whoops, wait a minute. I have to go back because I forgot something. Okay, now just let me show you something. I'm going to go back a few times because, let me see here. I'm going to keep going back. This one, I didn't tell it to print it. There you go. Okay, now we'll put it down here. And now we'll go attach and flatten. All right, that one's ready. Now we'll do the same thing here. We'll put the tree over here. We'll go up and we will tell it to print. So now it's going to print. Now I can do attach and flatten. So these are two circles now, all set to cut out. Let's just say make it and we'll see what it shows. And there you go. It doesn't show the circle, but the machine is going to cut out the circle. Now, one thing that you can see is it has to go to the printer first. It says print, then cut. So if I say continue, it's going to say continue and send it to the printer. I do not have my Cricut on at the moment because I have already cut these out. So I just was showing you how I got to that point. So I would send it to the printer, it would print, I would put it on the machine, and it would cut it out. All right, now here's another thing you can do. We've got this one. We'll cancel this one out. And we're going to cancel these out. And I'm going to do a shape again, circle. Okay, I'm going to make it 4 inches. I'll make it white. And I'm going to duplicate it twice. I'll go up here and go duplicate, duplicate. And that's all I'm going to do. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is say make it. But here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this circle and move it over to this side. And I'm going to take this circle and move it down here. And I'll just move this down a little bit. Okay, now when I load my mat, I am going to load it with 3 different pieces of Christmas paper. One up here, and I will show you the mat. One over here and one down here. Put it in the machine, and the machine is going to cut out 3 4-inch circles, one from each color of Christmas paper. They'll be all set to add to my coasters. So let me get the paper on the mat, and I will show you what it looks like, and we'll get busy cutting out these circles. I'll be back at the machine. Hold on. Okay, you can see that the mats are on, and my board is not too sticky, so I'm going to try to keep holding them. So let me get this in the machine. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. I'm over at my other desk now because it's a very dark, dreary day and there's not much light over there. Here are some of the ones that I did that have been made from the design space. See, we have a tree. And then this one is Joy. Christmas. Peace. And this one is a present. And these are the three that we just cut out. You see, whoops, here are the snowmen. That's cute. We have this red pattern. And we have a little snowman family, and you see the background. Okay, so now the next thing you do after you've got these, now, before I go any further, you don't need to have a Cricut to do these. You don't need to have any kind of a cutting machine. You need to just find something that is about the same size as your circle, whether it's a bowl or whatever, and just trace it on a piece of paper and cut it out. Now, if they're not totally straight or they overlap, you just take a little sanding block and kind of sand off the edges, and all that extra paper will come right off. But now to put these on, you're just going to use a glue stick. And I have this glue stick, super stick, whatever it is. And we're just going to go around, making sure you get good coverage on the edges. Give it a nice good coating of the glue. And put your circle on. With the glue stick, you do have just a little bit of playroom if it's not quite in the right place. There you go. Okay, let's do this one. And of course the paper can go in any direction that you want it to. That will be determined by where you put your hanger, which is just going to be some ribbon that we glue onto it. Alright, and one more. I don't know if Michael still has these. These I got, golly, several years ago, because I used to make ornaments that were gift card holders for craft shows. And these were in the Michael's dollar spot at the time. But I am sure that the Dollar Tree has some. And I like to just make sure I rub my thumb all around the edge, get a good glue there, and then glue it down. So there you go. There's the three that we made on the computer. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to put some kind of little edging around some of them. And I'm not going to do all of them because it would just take too long, and you get the idea. I wanted to show you, this is the paper pad that I used, that I think I got last year, maybe the year before. It's a Recollections paper pad, but this is just a 6x6. Has some cute papers. They're double-sided, and these 6x6 pads only go for, $4 or $5. In fact, the Tuesday morning stores, you can sometimes get them for $1. So I'll take this one and this one. And I'm going to use some of these gold beads that I have. Now this was a gold garland. It was 40 feet of beads. And I've had these for years. I've used them 100 times. I can't use them up. They just never go away. So I'm going to use these. Now, you can certainly use wooden beads. And you can get the wooden beads at Dollar Tree or Michael's or Walmart, depending on whether you want them all one color. And that would be a little bit more rustic looking. I just got to get my hot fingers. Hold on. Okay. They'd be a little bit more rustic looking, but I kind of like the shininess. I'm more of a shiny person. So let's just start with one. And I measured this to go around and fit this circle, like so. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little dab of glue, little being the operative word, on this one. And that's even too much. I'm using a silicone pad, so it won't stick to it. And I'm going to glue the two ends together. All right. So now I'm going to take and put a little bead. This is a big glue gun. And I really think I'm going to invest in, another one of those little ones from Joann's or Michael's that lay down a smaller bead, because this is an excellent glue gun, but you have to be very careful, otherwise you get enough glue to, it'll run all over the place. All right, I'm going to lay this down here. I'm going to take my beads and just push them around until they catch the glue. And if I didn't get enough glue, I'll have to go back and put some more. I think I need to use some more glue. More glue. There we go. I guess I was trying to be too conservative the first time. I didn't get enough on there to make it stick. that pretty? You gotta let it dry a bit. And this will peel off. I don't want to peel it quite yet because I'm still trying to get these beads to stick. I think I was trying to be too easy with that glue. There we go. There's a little bit here I'm going to put on. Need more than I thought. There we go. Glue strings are not included. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Now all we have to do is to do some kind of a pretty ribbon. I have some green here, will look nice. And I have it taped to the side. And I'm going to make a nice bow. Okay, sorry for the interruption. My phone rang and I had to answer it. It was my sister who'd lost her power. And while I was talking to her losing her power, I lost my internet. So then I had to call and get that fixed. So it's one of those days. So I'm just making a cute little bow here. And I'm just going to see where I want to put it right here. Okay, a little glue, a little ribbon, and there you go. And I'm not going to do a dozen more of them because I think you got the idea. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on this and let it dry. And when I did these for the craft shows, which you can do, is once I got the front done, I cut another circle for the back. Okay, then I cut a second circle for the back, but cut it in half. Glued it on the bottom, and it made a pocket. And it's a perfect size to fit a gift card in. So it could hang on your tree like this, and there'd be a gift card in the back of it. It really was nice. I just pulled my ribbon off because I stuck it to the paper. Okay, there we go. So you can do this easily. Like I said, you can use a ribbon to go around the edge. You really don't have to put anything. Take some ink and just ink the edges and then put a pretty bow at the top. Especially with ones like this. It really doesn't need any added embellishment. I just do a little ink around the edge. But these are simple little coasters that you can make some pretty little crisp. Now, you can use these as coasters if you want to. Now, what you're going to have to do, if you want to use them as coasters, is put some like acrylic paint on the top, not acrylic, you know what I'm saying, the clear coat on the top, and just put them out on the table, and you've got some holiday coasters. If you don't want to make Christmas tree ornaments. So lots of choices to make with these little things. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll get back with you again on Friday, if not before, with my other project that I mentioned. And I'm not sure what days I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be depending on when I can get different parts of the book ready. But we'll get busy and get some extra videos in for you, for those of you who are interested in paper crafts. So until then, everybody have a good afternoon. Keep your distance, play by the rules, wear your mask, and play nice now. Love you. Bye-bye.